Welcome back, friends. Today is the eighth day of our online intensive, and I'm back here with a new topic today. Well, I would like to begin with what I learned when I look at farmers and the way they do farming. It's very revealing. So, what do the farmers do that we have to learn from them? You see, a farmer needs to grow new crop every year. So when they reap, when they harvest the crop, and then next year will be new crop. But in between, what they don't wait until the next season and then straight away put the seeds inside so that a new crop will grow. That's not how it works. Once they have finished reaping the crop, what they would do is they'll go to the land, they'll remove all the weeds, the unnecessary things from the soil. They will I don't know how the right word in English, but like they will turn the land upside down a couple of times, just to remove the unnecessary things. And in a way, this is a process of making the land ready for the next crop. So the lesson that we have from the farmers is that whenever you want to start something new, the weeds have to be taken out from that. So here we are also trying to grow the ecology of a happy life, and the process of weeding out the unnecessary things is what I call the process of weeding out things from our inner world. There are things, there are ideas, confusions, wrong beliefs, or I would say disempowering strategies that will not work for us, and we need to weed them out. So today's topic is connected with weeding out something. We are still at this stage working with the inner world, where we are trying to prepare the inner space so that eventually we can create the ecology of a happy life. Day before yesterday, we talked about the idea of being comfortable with the uncertainties of life. Yesterday, we went one step further and we talked about how to be in a state of wonder. Today, we'll go one step more. We'll go further, where we talk about the idea of acceptance or surrender or flow. I'm sure if you have been reading self-development literature, or if you have participated in seminars, or if you listen to spiritual teachers, you would have heard this so many times: accept things, allow things to happen, flow with the life, be in a state of non-reaction. Now, it is a wonderful idea, but very confusing. To be honest, I myself wasted so many years of my life trying to figure that out. It was a literal waste of time, because nobody was telling me exactly how to do that. But I am very happy that eventually, after suffering, I did figure that out, and I am going to share that with you. So, I also noticed some of you have made these comments about the same topic when I posted that message about life doesn't turn out the way you want it kind of message. In that message, some of you mentioned about the same thing, like when to accept things, when to flow with the river, and when to change, and it's still not clear. And this is, I think, a theme not just about the people who have mentioned. Even if you haven't mentioned, I believe that this must be in your mind. Like, where do we draw the line? How long do we have to accept it, or should we just always accept it, and should we just let it be the God's will or the life's will? What do we need to do? How does acceptance and non-reaction work in our life? So often, the confusion starts because of this. Like, we listen to a spiritual teacher or a master. Like, it happened to me. Like, I used to listen to one of the very famous spiritual master, and he would all the time talk about acceptance and allowing and flowing with the life. And I took that answer literally. I mean, I took that information literally. So I stopped doing efforts in the outer world, and that made me lazy. That made me, I would say the right word is indifferent to the world around me. And it kind of, it was a, downward spiral for me, like going down. So, what I'm trying to say is the idea of no reaction is limited to the inner world, to the things that happen to us, not about the outer world. There are two different things. Non-reaction. There are two different words, reaction and action. So no reaction is not the same as no action. No reaction simply means you don't resist what is there. That's it. From inside, you don't try to create like resistance to what is there. But it is not the same as no action. You can do whatever is required to change the situation if it is possible to change. I will give you a simple example. Like this is how, when I started doubting this theory, maybe it was my fault that I didn't understand it correctly. But then so many people around here also don't understand it correctly. The spiritual master which I am talking about, he used to say this all the time about acceptance. And he would say, like, if somebody loses job, he would say, that is God's will, that's okay, let it happen, it will come, something new will come. If somebody has problems in the family or problems with money, he would say the same thing, like, let it flow and everything will change. No, I want to tell you, it doesn't change like that. I will say, when I started doubting this thing, I was in his ashram. His ashram is somewhere in the central India, and I was living there for a month. And in that month, I got to see him more closely, and I saw that first of all, he had very high level of diabetes. So he would be taking every day insulin injections. Secondly, I saw that time at time he has this vertigo, vertigo. So whenever he's feeling, he will make someone run to get a tablet and the medicine, so that he could be back to feeling stable. So then I started noticing that it is with so many different things, with illnesses for him, like he had so many different illnesses. And when it comes to illnesses, he is taking medicines. He is not saying that God's will is to give me diabetes, let it be there. He is not saying God's will is to give me vertigo, let it be there. No, he is taking medicine. The master himself, who is saying allow and accept everything around, he himself is taking medicine. And that's right, that's what he means. So then I understood that the problem is not with him, the problem is with me. I couldn't understand it correctly. And the same thing with many people like me who don't understand it correctly. The thing is, when a spiritual teacher or a master says no reaction, whether they make it clear or not, what they really want to say is that no reaction from the inner world. That means no resistance to what is there. But that does not mean no action about what is there. Non-reaction is an inner phenomena. It means you don't have to resist from inside what is happening. You can change it without resistance. For example, let's say you are in a cafe and you have ordered a cappuccino. And after a while, the barista calls you and says, here is your coffee. And you see that this is not a cappuccino. This is maybe a black coffee or a latte or something else. And at this point, you have two possibilities. First possibility, where you could simply say that, I ordered cappuccino and I like cappuccino. I don't like black coffee. Can you please change it? It's not my mistake, and I would not like to drink what I don't like. So that is first reaction. In this reaction, you are going for the change. See, accepting does not mean you take everything life throws at you. Accepting means that, okay, this happened, but now I don't want this, then I do whatever is possible by me to change that. So you ask the barista to change the coffee for you. But there is another reaction which millions of people around the world would do. When they see, instead of their cappuccino black coffee, something in them wakes up. The cloud of unhappiness that takes over them, and they will scream, "What the hell did you do? I asked you for a cappuccino, and what you have given to me is a black coffee. Are they the same thing? You even don't know how to do this." Now, you see, what you wanted was a cappuccino. What was the need for the drama, the emotional drama? So reaction is basically the emotional drama that happens from inside us. So what it means is, in any situation, you don't have to take everything life offers. You can change it. If you don't like what life offers you, you can change it if it is possible by you. So non-reaction is very much compatible with taking action. The problem is, when we learn about non-reaction, we try to apply it to the outer world. Like, okay, non-reaction means, many people think that, oh, if life gives me things, I must take it. It's like flow means whatever life gives me, I will let it happen. But no, that's not what it means. It means that life will do what it wants to do. You do what you want to do as long as it is possible by you. But you do that without the need of emotional drama or emotional reaction from you. So basically, non-reaction is that absence of emotional drama about what happened. Now, I know that if we could choose this thing, like if we could simply choose that, okay, I don't want to react, life would be very simple. But it's not in our hands. Reactions are sometimes automatic. They may come. So when I say do not resist, I mean do not resist to whatever is happening. So let's say a reaction came in you. So now the reaction is an object. So don't react to the reaction. So now don't beat up yourself that, oh my God, I was supposed to non-react and now I am reacting. No, then you are creating suffering. If reaction comes, then that is what life has brought to you. So see, this is the key. Whatever lives bring to you, don't react to that. So don't react to your reactions and you will be fine. First, there is no need to reaction to what happens around. But let's say if there is a reaction, then there is no need to react to that reaction, right? So I believe this might bring some clarity to you about the idea of non-reaction. That non-reaction does not mean you just have to simply throw your hands up in the air and let things happen as they are. That's not the way life works. In the outer life, you must go out, do things, make changes. One of the most important rule of the game of the outer world is when you don't agree with what life brings to you, or when you do not like what life brings to you, then you take action, go out, do something, change it if it is possible, until you exhaust all your resources. So when you exhaust all your resources to change something, and still if it is not possible to change, automatically acceptance of outer situation will come to you. It's like most people, they feel this guilt. That's because, first of all, they don't even put in all the efforts. So they are like half-cooked efforts, and so they know deep inside that it is possible to change. I am not changing, so they are stuck in the emotional drama mode. My point is, the right way to live would be, first of all, when something happens, I have no need to react to what happens. I can do whatever I need to do with what is coming to me. So imagine a person is standing under a coconut tree, like in India there are lots of coconut trees in the south of India, and if you're standing there and if you look up and you see that one coconut is going to drop from there, okay, and now here it is coming. So what should you do? Does flowing with the life means, oh, the coconut is coming towards me, let it come on my head and bang my head and let me have a concussion? Should you do that? No. What it means is that, okay, when you see it coming, the action would be jumping out of that place, to keep yourself safe, because that is important. My point is, it is totally okay to do everything in your powers to change the situation, but all those actions can come from a state of not reacting. Of all that action can come without the emotional drama. So non-reaction is not taking action. Non-reaction is taking action without creating negative emotions or getting stuck in emotional drama. I believe that makes it clear for us the difference between non-reaction and non-action, and I hope that today's video would give you more clarity about the concept of acceptance. So to put it in one sentence, acceptance is an inner phenomena. Acceptance simply means I am okay with, it is okay whatever happens. I will do whatever I want to do. It's okay whatever happens. I don't fight what happens. I change what happens. And the good news is, when you try to do something and when you put in all of your efforts and when you exhaust it, and then you come to a point where you realize it is not possible to change it, there is no reaction automatically. Because when you have exhausted all your efforts and resources, you know this can't be changed. And anything that you know you cannot absolutely change, you don't react to that. That clarity itself brings this consciousness inside you, so that the reaction doesn't happen on itself. It doesn't happen. So, as a part of today's task, I would tell you three things. First of all, today's task is to absorb this message and try to see in your life how it really works. Does it do you find the reflection of what I have talked in this video in your own life? And if yes, how do you fit it into your own personal experiences? That is the first task. The second task is that whenever you find yourself in the inner reaction mode, that means resisting whatever is happening, catch yourself doing that thing. Catching is the first step of stopping. So catch, and that is why on the first video I mentioned slow down, because if you are not slowed down, it's a reactive mode and there is no way, you cannot even catch it. It's like watching the video with 10 times of speed. We need 10 times slower speed. So when you slow down, you will be able to catch yourself. So that is the second step. Catch yourself every time you find yourself in reaction mode. And the third step is, when you find that what life has offered you is different from what you want, and which you believe that I would like really something different, then go out and do whatever is needed to change that, and keep on doing it until you have changed it, or you have come to a realization that it is not possible to change. Any of these two actions will bring you peace, and peace is one of the most important component of a happy life. With that, I would like to end today's video. I hope to see you tomorrow. Always a pleasure to come and talk to you. Thank you very much.